On the borders of a far-off land was an old forest, and deep in the darkest, dreariest part was a creepy old castle. No one ever went far into the forest, and Lonnie, who was journeying to her uncle's, had been told to follow the road. But roads then were long and hard and dusty. Forests were much more fun. The twilight star saw her first, fast asleep. Beside her, the remainder of the pie she was meant to give to her uncle. She should never have stopped on the way. The star shone as brightly as she could, but still she dreamt on. Then, as light could stay no longer, she slipped quietly away, and dark gazed down on Lonnie. The silver moon sent down her beams, which danced on her face, but still she slept. The night breeze was sent for to try and wake her, and the old tree dropped some leaves, but Lonnie slept on. As night wore on, a dark shape began to move stealthily towards Lonnie. The moon and stars hid behind Dark's cloak, because they were all afraid of the Niggle. Niggle came from the forest. Niggle was the spirit of the castle. In an instant he swallowed Lonnie up, and disappeared into the forest. The night breeze lost no time in following him, as he made straight for his castle. On his arrival, he splodged Lonnie out onto the floor, still asleep. To Breeze's surprise, Niggle brought furs and pillows to make the girl comfortable. Poor Niggle. He was so lonely, he thought his little captive would keep him company. Seeing that Niggle was harmless, Breeze whispered to him that if he took Lonnie back, she would be his friend and bring him visitors. Breeze argued so convincingly that Niggle finally agreed. Dawn was most surprised to see Niggle, Breeze and Lonnie, who was still asleep, under the old tree. The sun smiled warmly, and Niggle decided it best to hide before she woke Lonnie up. Wakening to the memory of where she should have been, Lonnie jumped up, but she had hardly run a few steps when she met her very tired uncle, who had been searching for her all night. Niggle watched the girl getting told off by her uncle, and he thought of the danger Lonnie could have been in, so he decided to visit the forest fairy and tell her his story. The beautiful fairy was only too pleased to help, and with the aid of a spell, Niggle became part of every child from that day on. So if you stop to play, instead of going straight home, you will hear your little Niggle telling you to run home before dark. And of course, Niggle being part of every child could never be lonely again.